This isn't a productivity planner. It's something I made to help me remember my life. Today, I want to share something a little different. This is an analog life planner I made for myself. Not to plan appointments or be productive, but to actually remember my life. It's a place to track what I'm reading and watching, to keep a simple, if sporadic, diary and collect the little moments that usually slip past. I'll be flipping through each section and talking about why I chose it and sharing how I plan to slowly make it beautiful with stickers and ephemera as I go. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we are starting off with this. This is a basic A5 6-ring planner that I found on Amazon. And of course, it is pink because pink is, as Elwood would say, my signature colour. And it's just a simple magnetic clasp. It's not super strong, but that's absolutely fine. And we have a pen loop here. And opening it up, we can see that we have another pen loop. The basic 6 rings. Works on a filofax system essentially, so anything that is branded for an A5 6-ring planner should work for this. We have multiple little pockets here, obviously designed for things like business cards, but my plan would be to put stickers and other ephemera in here, and a larger pocket for maybe large pieces of paper or something like that. I won't be decorating this today because my plan is to take it on holiday with us to Iceland, and having little kind of ephemera and stickers in here is going to make it a little bit difficult maybe to write on, and also I'd be worried about them getting damaged in transit on my bag. So we'll leave this plain for now, but we will definitely come back and do some decorating on this section at some point. So starting off, I bought a pack of just this A5 pre-punched paper from Amazon. I did debate just buying plain A5 and punching it myself, but that would require both plain A5 paper and a punch. And essentially, this was just cheaper to buy it pre-punched. This is, well, it was 100 sheets, and it was around £8, and it does fit, which was my other concern. But no, it does fit. It just means that it's very easy to get refills for the planner. So I opted not to get the kind of pages that are pre-printed and that you purchase either online or in a shop. I wanted a bit more flexibility with this planner because I didn't want this to be a typical personal organizer, because obviously I have my Erin Condren organizer for that. So I didn't need, like a monthly layout, a weekly layout, a daily layout. This is not for my to-dos or organizing or anything like that. This planner exists to track my analog life. This is where I want to write down things and keep a note of things that make me happy, bring me joy, or things that I would ordinarily track on my phone that maybe I would like to get away from and instead track on paper. So I went to Etsy and I found a shop called Haru Plans, and she has so many inserts for so many different kinds of planners. There's A4, A5, happy planner, personal planner, pocket rings planner, every kind of size and iteration of planner you can imagine. She has the various different sheets for. And in the A5 section alone, there was 150 different inserts that you could buy. So there was a lot to choose from. And obviously, the majority of those are things like your daily, weekly, monthly spreads. But as we've discussed, that's not what this particular planner is for. So I'm going to go ahead now and show you each of the different inserts that I got before we then get into setting them up. Oh, and before we do that, I also bought these clear dividers so I can section off the different inserts. And they come with various labels for the top here. I don't know if any of them are really going to fit what I want them to, but at least I will be able to divide up the sections somehow. So first up is a weight tracker. Yes, this is not fun or joyous, but it is something that I ordinarily track in an app on my phone. And as I've said, I want to get away from using my phone for absolutely everything. So I downloaded this. I only printed out the one page because, as you can see, it has many lines. So one page is really going to suffice for what I am looking to do. You basically just have date, your weight, whether that's a plus or minus. So that will be one of the things that I put in here. But moving on to the more fun things. This is the TV show journal. I thought it would be really fun to keep a track of everything and that we are watching of an evening, just so I can then look back and think about everything that we've watched and how much it was. We only watch like an episode a day. That's assuming it's an hour-long episode. If it's shorter, then maybe two. But I just thought it would be really fun to keep a track in here so you can write the title, who directed it. I mean, I'm not really going to keep a track of that for a TV show, but you can if you want to. You can have what season you're on, when it came out, all sorts of information. And of course, you have a space for a review and you can do a star rating if you want to. There's just a lot of things that you can track here. Obviously, you don't have to record all of these things, but if you want to, the space is there. I just thought it would be a really fun thing for memory keeping. In a similar vein, I also got the movie journal pages, which are very similar. They don't have as many different things to track here, but it does have a space for a favorite part that I thought was a really fun idea, because who doesn't have a favorite part in a movie? And again, you have space for a review and when you watched it. I've only printed out maybe 2 to 3 copies of each of these at the moment. Obviously, I have this whole stack of paper over here, so I can print as many as I want to, but this is certainly enough to be getting on with. And in terms of other fun entertainment things to track, let's just move those away. I got this really nice reading journal. I like that it has the covers, so if you wanted to, you could like print out mini versions of what you've been reading, or you could just, write on there if you're prefer just to write things. But you have the date you started, you finished, and several lines for reviews. This particular file came with different layouts. The other layout had more space to write. For me, it was just a bit too much space. I didn't want to get into that much detail personally. But if you're someone that wants to write, a good half page about what you've been reading, you would get that option with this particular download. And again, you've got a little star rating if you want to do that as well. Next up, we have a year in pixels. I'll be honest, I haven't really decided what I'm doing with this. If you're not familiar, a year in pixels, you essentially pick something that you're wanting to track over the year. I've seen people do it for mood, hobbies, activities, all sorts of things. And you give each one a color. So then you can see, once you've filled it all in, how many times that you did a certain thing or you felt a certain way, whatever it is that you want to track. And you get this lovely kind of colorful visual thing to look at by the end of the year. And again, I've just printed one of these because, well, 1 year at a time, I think, is more than enough. Next up, we have the 30-day challenge. I love a good 30-day challenge. My favorite ones are typically no spend ones, just to see how long I can go without buying something from Amazon or spending too much in somewhere like Home Bargains. If you're in the UK, you understand this struggle. It's kind of like Target. You go in for one thing, you come out with many. Just to, keep a track on things. But you could do it for any kind of 30-day challenge. It could be a fitness challenge, a challenge to make sure you drink a certain amount of water every day, any kind of 30-day challenge. And there was also templates for 60, 90 and 100 days, I think, as well in the same file. So you've got quite a lot for just, one purchase. and you have your little days here that you could either colour in or do a little sticker, whatever it is that you want to do. And you've also got space to put the reward that you would like to give yourself for completing this 30-day challenge. I printed out a couple of these, so I think there's enough here till the end of the year. Not that I typically do a 30-day challenge every month. I'm not that disciplined, but they're there should I want to. These are some daily diary sheets that I purchased. When I bought these, I was specifically thinking about our trip to Iceland. I wanted, rather than just to take endless photos as a means of keeping memories about our trip, I wanted space to actually write about it, because don't get me wrong, I love taking photos. I love taking videos, obviously. But I thought it'd be really lovely to have a written record. And I think also as well, this space here is blank. Obviously, the space is lined. You could have space here to put in like tickets for a bus or somewhere you've been, or little sketches. You have a kind of space here to go a bit more kind of out there, just different things that you could do rather than just writing. But of course, if you just want to write, there's no reason why you can't do that. But you also get to have a little space here for your mood and also for the weather. This is largely going to be cold because it's Iceland and it's January, but nevertheless, we are going to enjoy it for sure. So I printed out enough of these for our trip. As much as I like the idea of this, I know that realistically, long term, I'm not going to write a page every day and keep up a diary practice. I've never succeeded at that in my life, and it's just not something that I'm interested in doing. And the only writing that I do daily is morning pages, but I do those in my separate Erin Condren Hello Kitty notebook. So this is just going to be for more certain events or trips or days out where I would like to record that. And last but not least, the very not exciting, simple lined paper, just so I have more space to write if those diary pages do not suffice, and just to, have space to write anything that comes to mind. It could be something that I want to remember. I'm out and about, I don't have my phone immediately, I might want to jot something down. You can't go wrong with just having some simple lined paper in your planner. So that is why I got that as well. The file that this is part of also had dot paper, grid paper, and each of those comes in different sizes between 3 and 6 millimeters. So if you don't like lines, grid or dot paper is also included in that particular one. I will link down below basically everything that I got from Haru Plans, so that if there's something in this video that you particularly liked, you can easily go and find it. As I've mentioned, her stuff is all digital download only. So if you do not have access to a printer, obviously this is not the Etsy shop for you, and you're going to want to find someone who already prints and sends these things out. But if you have a printer and you want that little bit more flexibility in your system, then I would highly recommend Haru Plans for all of their stuff. Now you can find online, let's just take this one away. Online, there are many different kind of blogs and things where you can print a lot of different styles for free. So if you're not looking to kind of spend money or not able to spend money right now, but maybe you already have something like this lying around your house that you'd like to repurpose, there are definitely places online that you can print different pages for free. I did look at this initially, but they weren't what I was looking for. I really liked the minimal design that Haru Plans offered, but if you're less fussed about the aesthetic, I'm sure the ones that you can find online for free would suit you. I found them mostly on Pinterest because of course they're on Pinterest. So that is probably the place I'd recommend that you go and look if you're wanting to do something similar. I will say this, printing these out, it did take a couple of attempts. It was a little bit fiddly. So unless you've done something like this before, be prepared to have a little bit of trial and error. Maybe only send, one page to print. And also bear in mind that unless your printer does double-sided automatically, you are going to have to put them all back through the printer. But for me, it was worth it, and I'm happy to be able to have all of these pages, and I can now go ahead and put them all in here. So let's do that. So I'm going to have this notes paper at the back, I think, just for ease of use. The diary pages I would like toward the front, so let's put those there. And 30-day challenge after this. A year in pixels I would also have toward the front so I don't forget. And the reading journal and movie and TV show journal. And let's see, where can I put this? I will put the weight tracker in here as well. Okay, let's go ahead and put these in. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put these dividers in as well. The dividers, there's only 5 of them, and I know I have more than 5 different things technically. Hold on, let's open these. Apologies, that got a little tricky, but I have got them open now. I'm not going to label these for the minute. Again, I'm going to come back and do that when we make this pretty in the future. And that's not the one that I want to start with. So, daily pages. I think one divider for the sort of reading, film and TV journal stuff, because that's all kind of tracking forms of entertainment. So we will classify that all together for now. Then one for 30-day challenge. And then the last one for the notes pages. And there we go. It just helps to also protect the pages as well. My other plan is also to add in a dashboard after each one of these. I'll put a picture on screen if you don't know what I am talking about. Again, it's just to make it look a little more aesthetic. Making things look pretty is important to me. It might not be to you, in which case you can absolutely skip it. But it is something that I want to do just to make it feel more personal. And also, when it looks more pretty, I'm more inclined to use it. That's just how I am. That's how my brain works. And I want to make sure that I'm using this because doing things more analog is my word of the year. And it's also just something that I'm trying to conscientiously make sure that I follow through on. doing things more analog, tracking things in here, not on the phone, coming here to record memories rather than just relying on photos and videos. I want this to be something that I am excited to open and excited to use. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'd love to know if it's inspired you to create a planner for more fun things. Maybe you're also looking to track things in a more analog way, not just on your phone, or you want to create a different sort of planner that is not just about your appointments and your work and school and things like that. But please let me know what you think of this video, and I will be back with another video soon.